Yeah. Okay, so we talked about this bell ringer. Starting today, anything from here on could be on the next bell ringer test. Yes, I am that person. It will happen again 4 to 9 weeks. We were taking notes yesterday on SOHCAHTOA. I want to quickly fill in the rest of those notes now. And let's talk about what is your homework. But really, you and I both know you're going to finish this super quickly, so I can go ahead and give you what first and second did today, too. So, we were talking yesterday about, it's called an acronym, and I call it SOHCAHTOA. Some people say SOHCAHTOA, but I always say SOHCAHTOA. Okay. Some people say SOHCAHTOA. I don't really know. Maybe it's my Southern English makes me say whatever. Not an English speaker. Doesn't matter. Remind me what the OH is for in SOHCAHTOA.
Opposite and hypotenuse.
Adjacent.
Opposite.
Okay. OH for this. SOH means sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So I'm asked to find sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. How do I decide what is the opposite? I know 20 is the hypotenuse, but how do I decide what's the opposite? You're both correct. You're both saying the same thing. The one that's across from whatever angle they ask you. So what's across from angle A?
16.
The 12 or the 16? What's opposite the A? The 12 or the 16? 12. The 12 is on the opposite side, so that would make this the adjacent. So I'm going to do 12 over 20, and then I'm going to type that in my calculator. Now, Caitlin Stagner said something genius right then, and you didn't hear her. But she said something pure genius. And that tells me, what, baby?
0.6.
Okay, that tells me she has definitely been paying attention lately. Okay, Caitlin said, notice it's a right triangle. Not only is it a right triangle, but it's we just took a test on them. It is going to be at Kaylee Lusk. You love these. How have you not recognized it? No, it's not a 30, 60, 90. It's a triple. Which triple is it?
3, 4, 5.
3 times 4, 4 times 4, 5 times 4. So if you want to reduce it and use the triple, 12 over 20 is the same thing as 3 over 5.
Oh, 0.6.
I know. So you can make your life a little easier. Now, regardless, Brianna's right. I'm going to take my calculator. I'm going to type in 12 divided by 20. And I'm going to get 0.6 regardless. But if you happen to do 3 over 5, you would also get 0.6. So don't be afraid if you notice a triple and you want to reduce the sides, you can. Okay, so we found sine. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's going to be 16 over 20. When you type that in your calculator, what do you get? 0.8. Okay, if I want to put 0.60 or 0.80, I can. You don't have to, but you can. All I really need you to focus on today is that the directions tell you how many decimal places. So hundredth means I want 2 decimal places. So if you're not following directions and you're just leaving the fraction, you're not getting all your points because everybody can do this. Yes, it's the same thing. You do not have to add the extra 0. I'm just crazy. Okay, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So I'm going to do 12 over 16, and I typed that in my calculator, and I get 0.75. God, that was fast. Okay, but again, if you were doing the right triangles, and you had done 12 over 16, 3 over 4, you would have also gotten 0.75. So if you know your triples, technically, you could be making your life a little easier, theoretically. Okay, so, but everything changes in the next problem. I have to do not 10, 11, and 12 differently. Why is that?
Change it because it's on B now.
Because, yeah, and Danielle's saying the same thing as you, Brianna. She said the emphasis is now on B. It depends on what angle they asked us. So opposite of B. What side is opposite of B? Yeah, we know that the hypotenuse is not going to change. And then I'm going to talk to you because you weren't here, and I'm not losing you in this section because you were too smart for this. Opposite meaning who's the furthest away from him. That's why we're going to say the 16 is the opposite, and that's when it's the adjacent. The opposite of B is 16. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Well, the hypotenuse is still 20, but the opposite of b is 16. So I'm going to put 16 over 20. Now, is it a miracle that it matches the cosine of our other answer? No, it is not a coincidence or anything. That's always going to happen. Okay, are there any questions on number 10? All we're doing is there's this weirdo acronym called SOHCAHTOA. We're not even going to get into what is sine, what is cosine, what is tangent. All we're going to focus on is when I hear sine, I want the fraction that's opposite over hypotenuse. When I hear cosine, I want the fraction adjacent over hypotenuse. When I hear tangent, I want the fraction opposite over adjacent. All you're looking for is to give Miss Compton a fraction, and then if the directions say as a decimal, give her a decimal as well. Okay, so adjacent over hypotenuse, which is going to be 12 over 20, which is 0.6.
0.
If you want to write that extra 0, you can. Do you have to? No. And then again, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So opposite is 16. Adjacent is 12. Notice it's the flipped fraction of what we had with our other angle. Okay, you typed 16 over 12 in your calculator, and what did you get?
16 over 12? 1.33.
1.33. Okay. Even Sierra, anyone in the room, does anyone have a question about 1 through 12 now? Does anyone have a problem figuring out the fractions? Okay, the good news is you only have 5 problems on the back to do, and the first 2 are just like this. On the first 2, you have to do exactly what we've been doing. It says, in fact, I'm going to flip. It says, find the sine, cosine, and tangent of just J, and find the sine, cosine, and tangent of just L. So when Sierra comes to show me her paper, she's going to have 6 things listed, because I need sine, cosine, and tangent of J, sine, cosine, and tangent of L. So she can do the first 2 problems.
That's a lot.
Whatever. Okay. So we were talking yesterday about the bottom 3, but you had already focused on the fact that we were having a ball ring test, so you sort of kind of tuned me out. I'm going to steal Brianna's calculator for a second. What did we discuss our calculator has to be on?
Degrees.
Degrees. It has to say DEG for degrees. So if your calculator on your screen, it does not say DEG for degrees, we need to have a talk in a few minutes about how to get your calculator to say that. If you're borrowing one of mine every day, you especially need to be concerned because other people play with my calculators. I cannot promise it will stay on degrees once you set it. So in some ways, it's good that Brianna has her own because once she has it set, no one's going to change it. Okay, so if we need to find the sine of 30, I'm literally going to press sine and then 30. That's it. If I want to close parentheses, I can. I don't even have to do that. I got 0.5. So number 13, the answer is 0.5. Is there anyone who has a calculator and cannot type this in and needs my help? If you, yeah, that will work. If you use your phone, it might be a backwards calculator. I don't know. Did you press sine and then 30 and it gave you that answer? Okay, then you're good. Some people have what I'm calling a backwards calculator. If you, when you press sine and 30, you're not getting 0.5, you have it. I'm sorry. I hope you fix it. We can deal with it.
You don't fix it on your phone?
Yeah, you can turn it sideways. Your phone can do all of it.
Turns to a fancy calculator.
Your phone is scientific when you turn it. Am I going to let you use that on the test? No. Okay. So the next one, no, wait. You do cosine of 56, so cosine 56, I press enter. Okay, but now we run into an issue. How many decimal places did the directions say I needed to use this time?
2.
Did it say 2?
Oh, what is it?
I don't know. We were doing hundredths and it was 2. How many is 10,000?
Oh, like 4.
So we need 4 decimal places. So Danae's caught on. I'm hoping you are. The directions have changed, and they can change on the test. You have to give me as many decimals that it asks for. I would rather give someone too many than too few. Okay, so do not have 0.56 on your paper because that is not correct. It said 4 decimal places. So am I going to put 0.5591 Or am I going to put 0.5592?
2.
2, because that 9's going to round me up. So 0.5592. Yes, you need to round. I'm sorry. Okay, it was 5591, but that 9 is rounding that one up to a 2. So it's 0.5592. And then last but not least, I'm going to press tangent 22, enter. I'm so lazy, I'm not even closing the parentheses right now. And I get 0.4040. Now, if Trey, is unnecessary. If he wants to write 0.404, he can. I'm OCD, and if it says 4, I have to put 4. So I'm going to put that extra 0, because that's me. Okay, how are you going to know if you're getting stuff wrong? Because, yet again, all I'm doing is calculator plugging and chugging. If my calculator does not say DEG, which I know Brianna's does, then you're probably getting the answers wrong. And then Alexiana's blown the easiest couple questions on the test she's ever had in here. She's not going to do that. Okay, I'm sorry that I turned off the light. I have to flip them back on, or even Miss Compton herself will go to sleep. On the back, again, the top 5 are all you need to do. The bottom 5 are repeats. I would love to see that you have the top 5 done before you left the room. If you do, which I'm sure Caitlin and Natalie already do, if you do and you're wanting to start the next phase of life, the next thing we're going to do is called funny face. You can do 1 through 10 on funny face. I'm going to put it on the podium.
Dude. I got a headache.
It feels so much better with the lights so I can actually see my work.
Well,
We all know you'll fall asleep.
Yeah, you know I would.
Yeah, you got this. Okay, if you got your homework done, come show it to me and let me get my head.
So, Miss Compton, can I see your notes?
I'm mad at that one.
What was homework? Can I see your notes?
More homework.
I'm mad at that one.
Hey, I'm taking these right quick.
Okay, cool. That's alright.
Miss Compton,
We have homework last night.
we have to do number.
I want to see the top back 5 before you leave the room today. I'm not going to check funny face till Danielle asked a good question. She wants to know more about this funny face. What am I checking it? The funny face reminds me of all those activities from last week. We only know how to do half of it. Eventually we'll learn how to do the other half. Eventually it will all